So now we're gonna find out the price of everything. Hello guys, welcome back to Afro Russia TV. So today I want to make a video about the cost of living in Russia. Before I start, I want to begin with Russian tradition. Before I came to Russia, I didn't drink vodka. I never tried vodka in my life before.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I never tried vodka in my life before.
Stop fucking lying.
It costs just like $2 to get this bottle of vodka. So that's how we start any activity in Russian. Я уже совсем русским стал. Вау, водка настоящий. Это не вода, это русский вода. So guys, like I said before, today's video is about the cost of living in Russia. We're going to talk about the cost of transportation, the cost of renting an apartment, the cost of groceries, the cost of clothing, and the cost of gym and other things, that you might need, in Russia. It's going to be a comprehensive video that is going to cover all aspects about cost of living in Russia. So I think I'm going to start with the cost of renting an apartment, because I feel like that's the most important thing for many foreigners who come to Russia. They want to know how much they have to budget for their housing. So the thing is that for renting an apartment, it depends on a few variables, like the location and also the size of the apartment. But I'm going to begin by saying that for students, I would advise them to start their journey by living in the dormitory, which their university would provide for them, because the dormitories are very, very cheap. For example, in my university, the cost of renting the dormitory, is around 1,300 every month. And for a student, that's not too expensive. You can be able to afford to pay your dormitory fee every month. And if you are on scholarship, you can actually pay for the fee from the stipend you're going to get from the Russian government. But that's by the way. So my advice to students, when you come, try to live in the dormitory first, because it's going to help you to assimilate better. You can easily make friends, you can easily meet people and socialize when you live in the dormitory, because you're all students of the same university, and it's much more easier to find the English speaking people around you when you live in the dormitory. The only thing is that the dormitories are shared. For example, in my first year, I lived with 4 people in a room, and that was like very inconvenient. But at some point, I got bumped up, and I had to start living with my Ghanaian roommate Chris, and we lived there together, and that was much more better than living with 4 people. So for students, I would advise you to live in the dormitory when you first arrive. It would help you to settle down and understand the country better. And the dormitory costs around 1,300, between 1,300 to 1,500 rubles every month. Apartments, the price is determined by the location and the size and how new or old the apartment is. I'm going to talk about the cheapest places to rent an apartment in Saint Petersburg, because that's where I live, in Saint Petersburg. And I think that the cheapest places to rent an apartment in St. Petersburg is in the north of St. Petersburg, in Parnas, in the Vietkino, and Murino. In Murino, Parnas, and the Vietkino, you can rent an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment, for 20,000 rubles every month. If you are like a single, you can find a studio for around 15,000 rubles every month, a very big studio. But yeah, one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedroom, they cost an average of 25,000 rubles every month to rent in the north of St. Petersburg. And also you can find cheap apartments in the south, that's Kupchino, in the blue line. But most immigrants, they prefer to live in the north of St. Petersburg, in the Murino, the Vietkino, Parnas, Provisionia areas, because that's where you can find the cheapest apartments in St. Petersburg. But if you are not worried about your finances, if you're not like trying to calculate every cent, that means that you might need something much more better, much more located in the center. That means that you have to budget around 40,000 to 45,000 rubles every month for a one-bedroom apartment in the center of St. Petersburg. For me, I feel like living in the center is overrated because Russia has a very efficient metro system, underground system. That means that you can easily commute, you can easily get to anywhere from any location in St. Petersburg. So even if you live in Murino, in the Vietkino, it could take you like 20 minutes, to get to the center, which is not, too much, But I mean, it depends on your situation. If your job, if your office is in the center, then it makes more sense for you to find an apartment in the center. Because in the center, things are much more easier. You can easily, find, locate places. You can easily go to different locations from the center. But like I said before, the average cost of renting an apartment in the north or south of St. Petersburg, not in the center, is around, for studio, 15,000 rubles, for one bedroom apartment, 20,000 rubles, for two bedroom or three bedroom apartments, 25,000 to 30,000 rubles, and you can even share with people. You can, like, three of you guys, for example, if you have like three friends, you all can, pull in money together and rent a three bedroom and split the cost evenly amongst yourself, For utilities, it costs around 1,000 to 3,000 rubles every month, depending on your usage, how much electricity and water you consume in a month. So yeah, that's it. The cost of living in the center is the cost of renting an apartment in the center is much more expensive than in the outskirts of town. So I would recommend for any foreign student to firstly live in the dormitory. It would help you to settle in and understand the country better. And for expatriates, I think that I would recommend Murino, the Vietkino, or Parnas, because those areas, they are very crowded. They have too many buildings around these areas. It's like a project. They have too many tall buildings, too many immigrants, and the rate of crime in those areas are higher compared to other locations in Russia, in St. Petersburg. But I think that if you're not a troublesome person, you're gonna live like peacefully, because I know people that live there, for many years, and they've never had like an issue with anyone. So yeah, those areas are the best places to rent an apartment, the cheapest areas to rent an apartment in St. Petersburg, Russia. So talking about transportation, I think that Russia has one of the most efficient public transport system in the world. For example, the metro, the subway in Russia is the most efficient I've seen anywhere in the world. And not only that, they are also very well made. They are very beautiful. In the underground, you can easily see like a mosaic, drawings and paintings, on the subway. Is very artistic. And the most important thing is that they are never late, except for unprecedented circumstances. But usually, the metro is very efficient. I'm quite jealous of Russia because it's not easy to achieve such a feat. If you're going anywhere, you can be assured that you're going to get there in time if you're going to take the metro because it's immune to traffic. You know, if, for example, if you use the taxi or bus or tram, there could be traffic. But in the metro, there is no traffic at all. It arrives every 3 minutes and is a very convenient way to get to anywhere in St. Petersburg. So now about the bus, I think that it's important to note that for students, it's even much more cheaper to commute to your classes because students qualify to get like a metro, a transport card. This transport card costs 500 rubles if you want to use only the metro, and it gives you unlimited rides in the metro for a month. But if you want to combine the metro, the bus, all public transport services, that means you have to pay 1,000 rubles, and this gives you access to unlimited rides in all public transport system in Russia: the bus, the tram, the metro, and every public transport system in Russia. That's what I use. It costs 1,000 rubles every month. But I mean, sometimes you might need to take the taxi, but it's always good to have your student transport card with you. It will make your life much more easier. So that's it about transportation. The buses are very nice. They're very modern. The train, talking about the train, for example, it's very, very easy to travel within Russia using the train because they have like one of the best railway systems in the world. You can even go on a trip to Siberia from Moscow, from St. Petersburg, and it's so wonderful. My longest train ride has been from Sochi to St. Petersburg for 2 days, and trust me, it was one of the most wonderful trips I've taken in my life. It's so convenient, so comfortable. The trains are new. They have everything in them, like restaurants and bar and everything that you could need, to enjoy a long train ride, So yeah, in terms of transportation, Russia is well covered. It's cheap to get around, in the metro, in the bus, in the taxis as well. And talking about, I think I have to talk about taxis. For taxis, the average price for a 10-kilometer ride in Russia, in St. Petersburg, is around 250 rubles, But there are many variables that could affect the price. Like, they could be hike. They usually have like a surge. When they have like a surge, it makes the price like 2 times, more expensive, But compared to Moscow and other European cities, and countries, St. Petersburg is very cheap when it comes to transportation, even with taxes, So that's, by the way, that is it about transportation. Talking about groceries, I'm gonna just take you guys to the Pericret store. That's one of the grocery chains in Russia, in St. Petersburg. They have like a very big, very big popular grocery chains. They have like Pericret stock. They have OK. They have Lenta. They have Peterochka, and all of them, they usually have like discount cards, and if you purchase the discount card, it qualifies you to be able to get discount on every purchase you make in the store. So now me and my girlfriend are going to take you guys to the grocery store and show you guys how much groceries cost in the supermarket. So come with us, let's go. All right, babe, where are you? Take it there. Nah.
Without sugar.
It's with sugar, I think.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna find out the price of everything.
Это напиток, березовый сок. Это березовый напиток.
Let's start from the usual things like banana.
You can buy.
Да? Fruits, 1 kilogram of watermelon cost
What is this?
39 rubles.
Oh my god, look at this. I never seen it. Red bananas. What is
Красный
this?
banana, wow.
Что это? Давай.
I never tried it before.
Let's check it out.
So bananas cost
Вот.
79 rubles.
Вот, 69
Oh,
рублей.
69 rubles. Oh my god. Apples, яблоко. So now apples cost, fresh apples, 1 kilogram, 129 rubles. Red apples. The same price. What's that, baby?
Я, короче, смотрю зелень. Вот
Овощи.
зелень вообще самая дешевая здесь. Вот, 39 рублей. Это петрушка. Там укроп, петрушка.
Okay. Now that's it for fruits. Russia, 129 rubles. Okay. Alright, moving on to tomatoes, because I know that many Africans are gonna cook jollof rice or tomato stew, so we always need tomatoes. And 1 kilogram of fresh tomatoes cost 159 rubles for tomatoes. You know, fresh tomatoes.
И только салат.
Okay. Oranges for 1 kilogram, 109 rubles. Lemon, mandarin,
Oh my god,
pineapples.
look how long it is.
Pineapples. Fresh.
Wow, look how long it is. So,
Yeah, it is.
so strange.
Vinaigrette. Red pepper. Krasny
Yeah,
sweet pepper. More tomatoes. We've got more tomatoes here.
Самое вкусное это розовое.
Yeah. Okay. Cucumbers. 89 rubles for 300 gram. 1 kilogram, this one, 129 rubles. So this is how the store looks like. Very good stuff. It's a very big store. Now I'm gonna check the price of cashew nuts. Eggs. My favorite egg. This one. It costs 100 rubles for 10 pieces of egg. 104 rubles for eggs. Tin tomatoes. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? Fish, fresh fish, scumbia, for we Africans that like scumbia. This is scumbia, fresh fish. Chicken thighs cost around 200 rubles. So that's how the store looks like. They have spices. They have meat.
Но изначально там стоял вопрос о том, чтобы выбрать.
They have a not fast food, noodles. I like this one, roll it on, it's delicious. It reminds me of the Indomie from Nigeria. It's not the same, but me of Indomie from Nigeria. And then my favorite rice, basmati, parboiled rice, brown rice, white rice, oatmeal. This is actually a very big store. It's called a Pericre stock. They have other chains of supermarkets like Lenta, OK, Teterochka. They are all very good.
Вот сухой завтрак, да? Несквик, 79 рублей.
Milk. Milk. One liter of milk costs around 70 rubles, depending on the particular brand. So milk. I like usually for breakfast. I like to have milk and oatmeal or milk and something else when my girlfriend does not have time to make breakfast, you know. So it does everything. Milk. Then we're going to find out how much alcohol costs. Go check the prices of alcohol, you know. Russia is famous for vodka, and I believe that Russian vodka are very cheap when you compare them to other countries. So, alcohol section. Let's find Russian vodka. Let's find Russian Ruski vodka. Yeah. Very Russian vodka. Russian vodka. Talka. Costs 419 rubles. 419 rubles.
Look, absolute mango.
Absolute mango.
African absolute.
Piat Ozero. So this is the vodka section. I think that the best vodka I've had before.
Смотрите сюда. You can be drunk just with 1 euro. Ой, $1.
And the price is
$1.
69.
Смотри, это
Why
настойка.
everything costs 69 rubles? They are
Everything.
trying to promote something in Russia, you know.
So cheap. Chips.
49 rubles, not 69. Unfortunately.
49. Thank you.
Wine. Wine is good. Oh, Jägermeister. These days, people like Jägermeister. It's good drink. Champagne. Prosecco. Brut. Wine, Italian, French. Chianti. Montepulciano Abruzzo. Actually, I love wine. Anything from Montepulciano, Abruzzo region in Italy. It's absolutely good. Chiantis are always very good wine too. Where is Sasha? Where is Sasha? Baby, where are you? I can't find my girlfriend. Shit. Maybe I should go to Lost and Found and make a report that I can't find my girlfriend. Broom for swimming. It looks like the traditional African brooms that we used to sweep the floor. It's very expensive actually. It costs 144 rubles for one of them.
Порошок стиральный.
Unfortunately, they don't sell beautiful girls in Petersburg, but you can meet one. I think that's all. So I hope you enjoyed the video of the grocery store. Now we're going to move on to the cost of gym membership. I think that one of my friends told me that gym membership lets you understand how tolerant a country is, because for example, many countries that are racist, they wouldn't let people of color easily have access to their gym because they want to segregate. But that's by the way, in Russia you wouldn't have such problems. For students, universities usually have like a gym. When I came here, my first gym was my university's gym because you actually have to go to a compulsory physical education class. But you can have you can go to your gym in the university to work out for free. So gym in Russia, I think, is much more cheaper, relatively speaking, compared to other countries. So I'm gonna show you guys briefly how my gym looks like. So yeah, that's how my gym looks like. So it's got everything: swimming pool, sauna, boxing, training, taekwondo, ping pong, everything that you can think of, CrossFit. So that's by the way. And then talking about clothing, clothing, all popular brands, Zara, H&M, they have like stores in Russia, in Saint Petersburg, in the malls. So for students, they mostly shop in Uniqlo, H&M, Zara. I personally love Zara and H&M and Pull and Bear because they've got very cheap and nice clothing. When you come here in the winter, you have to be prepared for the cold, and you have to make sure that you have to buy a very good warm parka. That's a coat, like a very insulated winter clothing. It costs between 6,000 to 15,000 rubles, depending on the quality and the brand. Thing is that it's going to last you for like maybe 10 or 15 years. I've had mine for the past 3 years, and it's still looking very good. I think that is it about the cost of living in St. Petersburg, Russia. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it and then subscribe to my channel, Afro Russia TV. And please let me know if you'd like me to make a video about the skills and the job opportunities that are available for foreigners and what skills you need to learn if you want to make very good money here in Russia. So please comment below and tell me if you've enjoyed this video. And I'm going to sign off with another shot of Russian vodka.
Yeah! Yeah!
Let's go.